Welcome to Well, That Didn't Work, the podcast where a group of friends get together to pretend to be other characters, people, and things, doing things that mostly don't work out for them. I am your host and your narrator for the evening, and my name's Percy, and with me, I've got Mike.
And I'm playing Udell Elvie, and he right now is probably on the ground, whimpering and crying with a giant gash in his face.
Jason.
I'm playing Lukia, and she just got recognized and is probably freaking out a little bit.
Rick.
I'm playing Keklik, Verpine, and I'm taking all I can, and I can take no more. I'm about to do something.
And Chris.
I'm Chris, I'm playing Varador Khan, and I've just seen a lot of things go terribly wrong, and I'm not happy about it.
That's right. So when we last left off, our characters had been attacked by a Duro bounty hunter who was hunting down Udell. In the process of their conversation, they found that this bounty hunter was not only well prepared, but also didn't necessarily want to kill him. Instead, combat ensued, and the Duro stabbed Udell in the face with a critical injury that marred him in a way that is going to affect his presence-based skills, I believe, for quite some time. Was it presence?
It was presence, and
Yeah.
it's until that critical is actually healed. So
Yeah. So your presence-based skills are now increased in difficulty automatically, which is kind of rough for a gambler like yourself. The Duro stabbed him and walked away. He didn't stick around for the fight. He exacted his pound of flesh and just moved out until Lukia, who had been approaching with Keklik, tripped him, and he turns around and recognized who she was. Or there was a glint of recognition in his eyes. He hasn't said anything yet. And so we zoom in on that encounter once again. It's the dead of night on Terrace. The sky is dark, full of stars. There have been many pops and explosions as you guys have walked through the city, disarming these traps that had been set for you to lead you into this exact location for this exact encounter. Lukia, what do you do? How do you react to the fact that this bounty hunter clearly recognizes you?
I would probably just try to quickly get out of the situation. I've tripped him. He's down, prone. So I would go over to the rest of my friends and just try to hide my face. I'm kind of got a hood on, so I would try to kind of tuck it and just get over with them and just act like nothing happened. I didn't try to. Again, I more caught him with the back end of my sword, so it wasn't intentional. It was more, oops. But clearly something's up, and I need to figure out what.
Sure. So roll me deception, or I would accept cool as well. Either way, you're going to take 2 setback dice.
Okay.
Also, he is adversary 1, so go ahead and upgrade that automatically as well. The difficulty is 2 purple.
Okay.
So it'll be 1 red, 1 purple, 2 black.
Yep. Right. So.
Am I good, by the way?
yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool.
And that's going to be 2 green and a yellow for my total roll. I'm going to flip one
Okay.
just because of those 2 black. I just kind of want to have.
And you don't have like any talents like inconspicuous or anything like that that take away setbacks during deception or
No,
or cool?
no, nothing like that. Indistinguishable is when someone's trying to identify me, but I
Okay.
don't have that yet.
Okay.
But that is on the agenda.
Sure.
That's been on the agenda. I just haven't gotten it yet. Do you want me to? Do you consider that cocked?
Yeah, no, that's good. Just put it in the view of the camera. All right, you definitely succeed.
I succeed with no threat and no advantage. It's just a success.
Just a success. So which one did you roll?
I rolled deception.
You rolled deception. So your goal was to try to kind of throw him off.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of gives a second glance to you and thinks there's no way. Like, you kind of get a feeling that, well, in fact, you didn't roll any advantage, so I'm not going to give you the feeling.
No, it's just going to be.
Yeah, you just have avoided his gaze, or you've at least thrown him off your scent for long enough. So he kind of scrambles to his feet.
So he kind of did to narrate it. He did a double take on me, but I had already kind of turned my face and was already. He more caught my back, and he was like, "There's no way, not the right."
Yeah, but it was a little too aggressive for him to just walk away. Like, you did just trip him with a sword, and then just pretend that you didn't.
Right.
So he's got his hand on his blaster, staring at your back. You don't see it because you're trying to walk to where he can't see your face, but Click, you do. You see it, and now Udell is crying on the ground. Varho, I'm not sure what you're doing.
Well, I'm calmly trying to get an ambulance out here for him.
Yeah. Okay. So
my initial reaction is I'm going to Udell to try to help stitch up his face.
Okay, cool. So all of you ignore the Duro that just stabbed him.
I ignored the Duro when I charged in. It's not my concern.
Cool.
That's called friendship.
Yeah. Friendship is letting the guy who stabs you in the face walk away.
We can find him later.
Everybody make a note.
Well, I did try to stop him, but the minute I saw
You
the minute I saw that recognition, it's like nope, problems. Like all the alarm bells were going off.
Like, give him a salute, mosquito.
Yeah.
So can I do a medicine check?
Right now, let's see Udell's reaction. He was just stabbed in the face, and we didn't give him the opportunity for that to happen. So what's going on?
Udell?
Yeah.
Oh, he's on the ground crying. I'm not joking about that one.
Yeah, for sure.
He's he just got punked out.
Yeah, vibro knifed. So when you take your hand off of the wound, it's like in your cheek, maybe even chipped a couple teeth in there, but it's jagged and like wider than it should be because of the vibro nature of the knife, and so it's pretty grotesque for you guys looking on. So what medical supplies do you have that you would like to use?
Well, I have a stim pack, but I'm just going to use my basic mechanical intellect trying to figure out how to fix one of these internal boned organisms.
These weak-skinned people. Gosh, I can't stand them.
Udell, you are a mess.
Yeah.
Let me.
Where the hell's Norris?
I don't know. What is
He's
Norris
supposed to
a
keep
doctor?
This from happening.
Oh, well, I don't know what happened, but it seemed like he attacked you with no recourse, just
no kidding.
and then walked away. But that makes no sense. Why would he just walk away if he intended to attack you?
Ask Varho. It's something about some nonsense.
Nonsense. It's
I just need to get my face taken care of.
well, let me look at it. Maybe I can assist.
Okay, roll a cool check. It's going to be hard difficulty.
Hard difficulty.
I think I'm the only one that can pass that.
I could.
I might.
Wow.
You not only fail,
Yeah, no kidding.
you throw up. He takes his hand off the wheel. He's like, okay, like, I guess you're an engineer or something. And it is so... I mean, you've not only never seen anything like this because, well, you're Verpine. You have an exoskeleton. Like, if anything can get through, you're probably dead already. But even for a soft-skinned human person, this is gross. And so you're whatever Verpine eat. I don't even know. Do you eat rocks?
I don't know. Bugs, you know,
You're
flies
bugs
vomit acid. Do I vomit acid or?
Not
It's up to you, I guess.
Not
No.
effective acid. Not weaponized acid. Let's just clarify that early on. I'm playing these games a little longer than that to let that
my.
happen. Oh man, that's a useful skill. We're gonna start using that. And thus the Verpine become Dragonborn.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Oh, you need to get that fixed.
Yes, I know, Click. Can somebody else help me, or do we have to go find a doctor?
Once I finish with the comic, I'm going to come over and help too. Give
So
some
at this
medical
point,
aid.
the adrenaline is wearing off, and the pain is starting to settle in. So talking is going to be much, much more difficult.
What will a stim pack do for him?
It would stop the bleeding.
I'm going to administer a stim pack after I quit throwing up.
Right to his cheek.
I'll go to the other side.
Come here.
I hate to tell you this, but your face is no longer symmetrical. That is not good.
It's not good at all. Somebody just do something, please.
All right, so Varho, you've called on the comms to your buddies in the EMT division, and so what do you do at this point?
I get out my emergency med pack and I render medical aid.
Okay, good. So go ahead and roll. Now you can't heal a crit.
I know.
But you can heal the wounds.
Yeah. Okay, so what's my difficulty?
How many wounds are you at? Is it more than half of your total value?
No, it's not.
Less than half.
It's
so
less
I think
than
it's
half.
average.
Is average
I'm
is
pretty
2?
sure.
It's
Okay.
average.
Nice.
Yeah, success with
Good
one
medical
threat.
aid, one threat. So you take a strain just from the sheer act of you're 15 and fixing someone's face.
And it made me throw up. It was so bad.
Yeah.
It's the vomit more than anything. That's just gross.
Yeah, really, the vomit's just gross. It's just excessive.
No chain vomiting going on here.
I was gonna say, yeah. Normally, when someone starts, it's usually a chain
Of
reaction.
course, it
so
probably doesn't smell like y'all's. So
Yeah, probably not.
sometimes it's just the sound. But
This
yeah,
vomit smells like Mai Tai.
So that
That
was
smells
just a
good.
straight. That was just a straight medical check with with 2 successes, correct?
Yes. Well, I think does the emergency med pack give you a boost?
Not a boost, but it counts as having the proper tools. So don't get any setbacks for it.
Yeah, so you're able to kind of close it up and heal some woundage.
Mm-hmm.
So how many wounds get healed per success?
I think
It's
one per success. Right?
It's
One per
one per
success.
success.
Okay.
we would have to check the medical section of the book, but
Yeah.
we're making a
Not
call on the
worth it.
fly.
We're just I mean it's the middle of the night. If you
Yeah.
guys don't go rest at this point, that's your own fault.
Yeah.
So
I,
there we are.
I am probably, after checking on Varho, though, I will probably stealth out of the group and go back ways and make sure I'm not followed, because after that encounter, it's like I go into my pretty much typical avoid all normal routes, keep an eye out for things. So if I need to roll stealth or perception, just let me know.
So you start looking around and you hear behind you, man, you guys left me in the stairwell. What's going on over here?
Derek, it is good to see you.
You literally just left me in a stairwell.
Yes, but we need you right now.
Oh, what do you mean?
Udell.
Oh gosh,
Udell needs repairs.
he needs repairs.
That would be the
That's
process.
probably it, yeah.
I have a new orifice.
Oh no. Well, I guess come back to the lab. He shrugs his tiny draw shoulders.
Well, the EMTs are on the way.
Oh well, it looks like Varho here stops the bleeding as best he could. Is there anything that you need now, other than a new face?
Well, just half a face.
Would you prefer me make it look like a Wookiee?
I can do that.
No.
I got lots of masks.
I don't have time for you. So, just for clarification, I'm assuming that the pound of flesh exacting that took place now satisfies the whole issue that we had sitting there from a obligation check, which should
Yes.
release everybody's
Yes.
reduced strain thresholds.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is the obligation satisfied. In fact, that particular obligation, your bounty, you can reduce it by 3.
Alrighty.
Because that guy's not the only one that's mad at you. All right, so the EMTs do come. They pick you up. Does everybody go rest for the night? Like, you've been up all day, literally, at this point. Do you want to go rest for the night, or do you want to jump right into the next thing?
Well, I need to talk to Derek.
Okay.
So are we going to go back to Nuglug's?
He'll go back to Lugnug's
Lugnug's?
area,
Okay.
back to because his apartment is right next to his office. So he'll happily go with you there.
Okay.
Now, do you have for sure the name of the NPC Furpine?
No.
Because I haven't listened to that again yet.
No, I do not. I have his brother's name, but
Okay.
I need to. Darrett, I need to find my hive mate, and I need information.
Oh, Hive Mate, eh?
Yes,
Have you read my book?
I have not read your book.
Well, if you want a Hive Mate, that's where I would start.
In your book,
Yeah, you should read my book to find Hive Mates.
I do not have that much time. I need to get on this right away. I no longer have anyone to tell me what to do. I need to take action, and I need to find out some things. I need to know.
Well, if you're looking for a Hive Mate quickly, I can tell you where to go.
I somehow do not think that your idea of hive mate and my idea of hive mate are congruent.
Well, what's your idea of Hive Mate, and I'll tell you if it matches mine.
I think you referred to it as my brother. I need to find my brother. He was kidnapped.
Oh. Well, yeah, I don't have any brothers that I can loan to you or anything, but you think your brother was killed?
No, I can sense him. I feel that he is still out there. I need to find him. I have talked to Nuglug, but he has not given support. I need to get access to computers, and I need to see. I need 300 credits.
300 credits, huh? Well, if we all had that laying around.
Yes, I understand. And also, we came with another Verpine, and he is in Nuglug's care. He has a damaged antenna. Is there a chance that you might be able to help him?
Well, I've looked at it, but unless we recover the original, I can't, fashion a mechanical antenna that does what he needs it to do. I mean, all we can do for him is give him a headset.
I see. Well,
Which we've done. But
yes.
biologically, I can't just attach wires to a Bugman and give him the ability to hear all his Bugman friends.
I see.
Unfortunately, I think he's permanently cut off from the hive.
Okay. Can I get access to Nuglug's computer systems? The systems I have access to are not as advanced.
I'm not real sure what you think I can do here, but
We are
I'm
friends.
a doctor, dang it, not a scientist.
Who can you put me in contact with? And do you know when Nuglug is due back? I need to speak to him.
Well, he should be back right now. I mean, he was only gone for a day or so.
Okay. It is late.
Yeah, he's
Should-
probably asleep.
I should not wake him, I guess?
I would not suggest that.
Okay.
What can I do for you?
You seem to know this Varho. Do you know him well?
I know him as well as I know you.
Oh, I see. Are you friends with him too?
As much as I'm friends with you. I mean, we went on a quest together. Doesn't that make us pals for life?
I see. I need to know if I can trust him.
I mean, he's an officer of the law. Shouldn't you trust all of them?
Yes, but something tells me otherwise right now at this place.
Like what?
Well, they impounded my ship, and I cannot seem to find information out about it. And the police, in fact, I was worried he was looking for me, too. But he does not seem to care about me so much.
Well, if he doesn't care about you, then I wouldn't be worried.
No, but I need information, and he might be able to help.
Well, I don't think I can answer things for Varho.
I see.
I've only been on one quest. I mean, we're pals for life, but still, we got to do more quests to know each other on the dynamic level.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, okay. It is late. I will let you sleep. Good night.
All right, he goes back to his apartment. to sleep. What about the rest of you guys? What do y'all do? You are obviously in the hospital getting patched up.
Yep.
I went with him to the hospital and I'm just camping out waiting for everything to work out.
Okay.
And I'm ghosting as best I can back to my wherever I tend to retire.
Okay. Cool.
Unless I feel, and you can tell me, or I can make a sort of discipline check on this to see if I go to another place that I would probably have set up that's kind of more like my hidey hole that no one knows about.
I mean, you can have a hidey hole, but
it's not going to be as good.
Yeah.
It's literally going to be out in the open, but it's a place that
you can have one of those, but I don't see the point of that at this particular time.
No, I get that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, do I keep my cool enough to know my place is probably still safe?
It's your character. You pick.
Well, that's why I said I am fine with letting fate decide, or
I think just pick. Just tell me what you do.
I go back to my place then.
Okay, cool.
But I'm taking back ways and like retracing my steps and making sure no one's following
Sure.
me.
Well, I mean, the Duro's not paying attention to you anymore. He left.
Cool. Just making sure.
Yeah. All right. So you guys go back to the hospital. They patch up your face as best they can. How many credits do you have?
Is this where I'm supposed to be truthful as a player character, or
Yep.
do I play as Udell?
It depends. Do you want them to fix your crit right now or not?
I got 450.
All right. It's going to cost you 100 credits per difficulty.
Okay.
So it costs you 300 credits to get the scar, or not the scar removed. You'll always have the scar, but you won't have the disadvantage that you currently are living with.
Alrighty then. We'll do it.
All right, so 300 credits later, your face is fixed enough that you can walk about town, but the memory of the pain will last with you for a long time. And you guys, I imagine, retire at that point. Varho, you've got work in the morning. Click, you've got work in the morning. All right, so do you care to roleplay that job? Click.
I'm probably going to need to roleplay a little bit of it.
Okay, so let's do it.
Okay.
You wake up in the morning. Roll me a vigilance check to see if you wake up in time.
Well, I would imagine
It was
we have alarm clocks and things like that.
sure, but it was very late when you went to sleep, and the job starts very early.
I see. So what do I need?
Whatever your vigilance check is, and that check is going to be hard. Toss one more purple in there.
I succeeded.
You did
With
and
advantage.
I think you.
So I got there early.
Well, I think you blew up both of your advantages with those two threats.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But you did succeed. You made it on time. So you get there and rush up to make this chemical compound, this compounded metal plastic that you suggested,
Flexi steel.
Flexi Steel. So you enter into the workspace, and a foreman looks up and sees you, and he was told there's a Verpine coming who says he can make a flexible compounded metal that will hold all of this stuff much, much better. So he waves over to you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. What are you going to do with all this stuff?
Well, we are going to mix it. I was hoping that the supervisor would still be here.
I'm your supervisor today. He's on vacation.
He was here yesterday. He is on vacation now because I need to speak to him.
Yeah, that's how vacation works. One day you're here, the next day you're not here.
I see. Vacation. What an unusual concept. I wish to train some of your people on how to make this flexi steel.
Well, I don't know about training, but they got hands.
Okay. Who should I train? Perhaps if you are the foreman, you need to know. I'm afraid I will be able to assist today, but this may be the only day that I can be on this job.
Well, we'll see how far we get.
Okay.
Depends on how quick you can teach my guys. And he motions over to 5 people in, like, jumpsuit orange overalls.
Okay. Well, let us begin. And I will start showing them how to mix it. And
All right, so It'll be a couple of different checks.
Okay.
The first one is going to be a mechanics check to know how to mix the stuff.
So, what? How hard is the check?
It is, because of your triumph, just average.
Okay.
Because you know how to do it, but you've got to make sure it's done right. You're also leading 5.
I'm trying to train
to
them
do it, yeah.
how to do it. Well,
You got it.
a success and
With
an
an advantage,
advantage. Okay.
Cool. So
So there's a smart one there.
yeah, sure. There's a smart one. He's getting his degree right now.
Right. He's working side jobs to pay for college.
That's right. Exactly. So so you have the mechanics. You know all of the order of things. It's not just like something that's swimming in your head. You've got it nailed down to as much of a science as you can. But now you've got to teach people to do it.
Okay.
I'll let you pick which skill you want to use: knowledge, education, or leadership.
Things I'm brilliant at.
I imagine those are both untrained skills.
Oh, absolutely.
but
not
I
only
also know that your
untrained.
presence is a dump stat.
Yes.
Intellect is probably okay.
I'll go with knowledge education.
All right, so it's going to be a hard check, but you can flip a light side point if you
I
want to.
think I'm going to have to. Now, because of my advantage, do I get a boost die training the intelligent? You know, because he
Sure.
would have some sort of,
Sure.
you know,
We'll say because you found an intelligent one, you found a smart guy.
and I'm training him.
Yeah, you can have a boost for that.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
What a helpful yellow die.
Yeah, no kidding.
Big old blank.
Good thing you had the boost.
I did get a success. No,
No.
I didn't get a
No.
success. And I did not get,
You got
it
one
was a
correct.
total wash.
No, he has.
Oh, no, you
no,
got
it's,
three
it is a total wash.
Yep, total wash. So you try to teach them as best as you can, but they're struggling pretty good to get everything down the way it needs to be. Now, and this will be your last check. If you pass this one, you pass.
Okay.
You get the 300 credits. The job is done.
Oh, seriously?
Okay. Yeah. So you didn't teach them, so now you have to lead them.
Well, I planned. Okay. So
So now you have to make a leadership check. They,
And-
however, realize how difficult this is to do, so it's going to be average. Do you want to spend another light side point?
I don't want to use up all. We don't have any hardly
You've
light
got,
side
you've
points.
got 2 light side points to my 6 dark side points. Don't worry. This isn't setting up for anything.
Yeah, obviously. Well, I don't know that I can possibly succeed, but
Well, you definitely
Could.
could.
Yeah.
Potentially. Now, is there anything you think that would give you a boost?
is there anything that would give me a boost? This is really totally out of my, training other people and even dealing with all these people. If anything, I would have given myself a setback. So I can't think of any reason that I would get a boost.
All right, then. So you take a strain,
Okay.
and you didn't despair. So it's not like you knocked down another set of apartment buildings. Although that would have been really funny. But you also don't succeed, and you're run off from the area. The foreman kind of comes over as you. The last guy on your team pours in the wrong, like, metal adhesive before it's boiling just right, and it clumps all of it together and makes it unusable. And at this point, like, the foreman is screaming at you. You've wasted thousands of credits on a metal that doesn't work.
I have not wasted the credits. I know exactly how to do it. Look, the sections that I mixed are perfectly fine. You have not given me quality material to work with in the individuals you have provided me. I am sorry.
Roll cool. And it's going to be against 1 red die. Just 1 red die. Oh, it was so close to being a despair. Oh, I wanted it to be a despair so bad.
Well, I succeeded
It
with
rolled
one
out,
threat.
It rolled out and rolled back.
R.
Oh my gosh. You succeed. So the you take a strain because the guy bows up at you a little bit, but he realizes, yeah, you're right, he did do it at the wrong time, so he doesn't like immediately push you into a vat of boiling metal. I'm not saying that would have happened on a despair, but your exoskeleton might have gotten a little bit thicker on a despair. So yeah, so he refuses to pay you at this point. You've ruined the entire project is what he's saying, and it seems like you are being accused of many failures that you feel are unwarranted, or that Kuklik maybe feels are unwarranted. They accuse you of knocking down the wall. They accused you of ruining the metal. What is your interaction at this point? Because you're feeling a lot of pressure. This was your way to make 300 credits real fast, and it isn't happening. He's refusing to pay you.
I feel like I should be learning something from this, and I will learn something from this. But I still need to... I will be back tomorrow to try this again. If you could perhaps get me some people a little more knowledgeable in the skills that are required to mix this, we could work it.
We can't spend any more money on this stuff. We gotta work with what we got, which is the sheets that fell down into the valley.
That is a shame. This would work well.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we ain't, upper terrace.
I don't know exactly understand that reference, but...
You know how you ain't got credits? Well, me neither.
I got no credits. You're right. But I did agree the terms of the agreement have been fulfilled. I said I would be back today, and I was. And you said you would pay me for 2 weeks, which I am unable to perform. So if I can assist again in the future, I will be glad to try.
Yeah, don't call us. We'll call you.
Okay. Do you have my number?
Get out of here. No, we don't got your number.
Okay.
But we'll find you. There ain't too many bug people around here.
I have noticed that.
Roll a perception. I don't think insight is a skill. It's cunning. If you don't have training in average. Hey. You succeeded at something.
I know. It's about
Hey.
time. Hopefully that was important to succeed on.
You
Unlike all the
succeeded-
previous checks I needed.
You did succeed on the mechanics check, though. So you did, like you said, you successfully made some of the steel.
Yeah.
So there is some usable material there.
Yeah. So you get a sense from him that when he says there's not too many of you around here, that he's seen others.
Have you had interactions with my kind before?
Yeah.
Recently?
I mean, in the last month or so.
Really? Do you know where? Could you give me any information regarding this?
I mean, for a price.
What is your price? As you can see, you have no credits and I have no credits.
Exactly. So I don't think I can tell you anything. But you got a blaster there, yeah?
I do.
Give me the blaster. I'll tell you everything I know.
Unfortunately, I cannot. This is issued to me and it is not mine to give away.
Well, I seen somebody else with the other bug man, and that's not my information to give away neither.
Perhaps tell me your price other than my blaster that I could perhaps acquire for you.
Well, it doesn't seem like you're too good at doing jobs.
Would you like to check this flexi steel yourself that I mixed up for you?
Sure, but you can only do the one part of the job.
That is true. Perhaps if the other Verpine were found, they could help too. That would be two to help with this job.
So you're telling me you'll work for me if I help you find your friend?
That is a rather open-ended question. There must be a limit on that.
Well, this information comes at quite a high price because I'd be betraying somebody that I know. You know what that's like.
I do not understand the betraying part.
Well, like I said, it's not my information to give, so it's got to be somebody else's, right?
But it is information. It is just truth. Shouldn't you just share truth?
Well, no.
No.
Not if the guy that you would be sharing his truth about could probably rip your head off.
There is much violence here. A friend of mine was assaulted for no reason just last night.
Welcome to Lower Terrace.
I see.
But I'll tell you what. I can't give you an exact, date or credit cost that you'd have to pay off. But I can tell you that once this thing is secure, we'd be kosher. Me and you.
I will assist when I can. I will give you my word, which is truth. As the sun comes up in the morning, I will be here when I can to assist. Do not let them try to mix any more of those chemicals unless I am here.
So don't touch the chemicals unless the weird bug guy's here. Got it. Well, now I can only verify what I saw, but I seen a couple bugs like you come into a bar, and then they went out the back with some of Empirico's boys. That's all I know.
Empirico. I have heard that name before.
Yeah, I think about everybody has.
Yes, but more recently and more specifically than that. So they left with some of Empirico's. What bar was this that they were in?
I don't remember. You made it up in your story. So you got to tell me.
Yeah, I know. I got it.
You shouldn't ask the GM questions when you made them up.
I know. I've started writing everything down, so. Very good.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the second thing that you made up that you don't remember.
Yes. Didn't we have this discussion just a week ago?
We did.
I have one DVD in my collection. Okay. Thank you. But I will be back, hopefully tomorrow or maybe this afternoon, as time permits.
Yeah, well, I don't have any more information, so it just kind of depends.
You upheld your part of the bargain and told me what you know. I will do the same.
All right, so you are going to acquire a new obligation of debt.
Okay. As if I don't have enough already.
No, you
I lost my ship. I got to find my brother.
Don't worry, your debt's only at 3 right now.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead and make sure you write that down for sure.
My debt is at 3? 3 obligations?
That- Well, technically on your second page that you don't have printed.
All right, while you write that down, let's shift over to Varho. It's the start of your shift. What is your normal routine like when you come to the station to get ready to meet up with Neri?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? How's that routine? How does that work?
I come in, I might check the reports of events that happened, overnight, see if there's anything of interest that's ongoing that I'd be able to help with. When I meet up with her, she may already have an idea or a plan, so I want to kind of be ready to jump on whatever's coming up. And then I go meet her in, I guess, one of the conference rooms where we get our briefing for the day from our supervisor.
Okay, cool. So you look over the tapes, you look over all the intel that's come in overnight, and you move from space to space looking for Neri Kaluve, your officer in charge.
Training partner, I guess.
Yeah, your training partner. and you don't find her anywhere, so you go to the conference room where you guys normally get briefed, and she is in there. And sitting across from her at the table is a police commander in laminate armor, and you recognize her as the one that had spoken with you and Udell when you visited the data archives, Ariel Negri.
Okay. Are they in conversation, or are they just
they kind of stop and look at you when you walk in, and Kaluve waves you over.
Okay. I go over and address them by their titles.
Please sit down. We've
I
got
sit?
quite a bit to discuss about you and your friend you were in here with yesterday.
In what regard?
She hits a hollow projector, and this is Officer Negri speaking to you. Hits a hollow projector on the table, and his silhouette comes up, kind of spinning around. This, I'm sure you know, is Udell Ilvi. How did you come to know him?
We met at the apartment crash.
I see. Yes, I do remember seeing him there. I wasn't sure if you knew him beforehand.
Not before that day.
I need you to do something for me. He has been colluding with a person of interest for us. His
Okay.
name is Norris. Norris Hacken. Have you met him as well?
I believe he was there that day as well.
I want you to watch him very closely. Tell me if there's anything out of the ordinary. We're not trying to make any arrests just yet, but for right now, Vaho, you're being promoted. You'll no longer be training with the search and rescue. You will now go undercover, following Norris and truly following his endeavors in the fighting pits. I understand he's been spending some time in the illegal rings at the taverns, and it seems as though he may enter into the official arenas soon.
Ah. And I'm the best person for this?
You have an in with the person who seems to be his best friend. So
Fair
I
enough.
think you can remain close. Do you accept this new job? Of course, we can't force you to do anything. You are a boy, and this could be a very harmful objective for you. We wouldn't want any harm to come to you.
Well, investigation is not really my strong suit, but I can give it a try.
Well, it's less investigation and more looking and reporting. We don't want you to dig into Norris's life. We don't want you to put yourself in unnecessary harm, but simply let us know when he makes moves.
Is there anything specific you want me to look for?
Look for how he interacts with Udell. Let us know what kinds of things he talks about. We don't need details of every conversation, but I want to know what he's thinking. Where he sees his career going as a fighter. And why he wants to do it.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Good. Then you can go ahead and change out of your uniform back in the locker rooms and turn in your official badge. We will send you a chip for tracking presently.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being willing to take on this task. We wish you well. And
Go team.
Ariel gets up to shake your hand.
Okay. I shake her hand.
All right, and Neri looks confused and a little concerned. She doesn't. You can clearly see she does not think you're ready for a task like this.
Mhm.
And she says, "Well, best of luck. I hope to see you around the station."
That's entirely possible. This Norris guy seems like he's in trouble a lot.
It does seem to be that way. Well, You're a good trainee, and I think you'll do well.
You're an excellent teacher. Thank you.
Please don't hesitate to contact me if there's anything you need.
I will. Thank you.
All right. And we'll shift over to Udell just real quickly, who is sitting in his room alone. Curtains drawn. No light really coming in. Are there lights on inside the apartment?
Yes.
Okay. What are you doing?
Udell's rubbing kind of back and forth over the now scar that's kind of sitting there, the recent scar from being healed up a little bit, and I'm assuming there was some Bacta involved in the whole routine, and he's thumbing his comlink, and he's getting more and more agitated as the moments go by. So he keeps taking these glances down at his comlink, and every once in a while he's mumbling under his breath, "Norris, you're supposed to be there. We had a deal." And finally he just gets up the gumption and keys it up to Norris's frequency. And he'll say, "Norris, I know you're a listener. When you get this message, come by my place. We need to talk."
All right, and we'll end the session there. So thanks so much for joining us for Urban Stars. I'm Percy. With me, I've got Mike.
And I'm Udell, and right now I'm a little irritated.
Jason.
And I'm Lukia.
Rick.
I am Kiklik.
And Chris.
I'm Varho.
We hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Have a good one.
Adios.